Welcome back, Bravehearts. And today's show is actually Save the Bees, Save the Pets, and Humans. And understand something. I thought I'd wear a really colorful shirt today because if it wasn't for the bees, we wouldn't have all these colorful flowers and the brilliance in our life. And, you know, I tell this story, and I'll tell you why I tell this story, because I need you to get something. And it's really important, okay? And this is my Thanksgiving gift to you, is that everything in the world is based on BS, okay? And understand something. You know, they'll take a problem and make it into a crisis to create scarcity so that the scarcity creates anxiety, creates fears, creates sickness. Oh, yeah. All right? And then we starve ourselves from our imagination and our genius. And what am I talking about? Well, I get it. The bees have been dying for the last probably, I don't know, Brent knows more than I do. He'll be on in a minute. But the bees have been dying in an incredible rate. But understand something. It's always been about frequency. Whether you want to believe this or not, you are a spirit being. Okay, you came as a frequency. You are going to leave as a frequency. A light energy, electrical, magnetic frequency. And now, the only real war that's going on is electrical magnetic frequency war with blue light, okay, and 5G, 6G, 7G, all the way up to 10G. And the reality is this, it's invisible, but guess what? The invisible creates the physical. And understand this, you know, there was a saying, right? The canary in the coal mine. Well, the canary in the coal mine were the bees. And the reality is that bees are so high vibrational, they are wholly vibrational, because beekeepers live longer than any other person in any other job. And you better get that, because that vibration that these bees creates a vibration that helps those beekeepers stay healthy. Oh, isn't that amazing? So the reality is this, when you get a vibration of these bees being up this high and bringing the vibration so low with all of these EMF frequencies, guess what? And let me make this perfectly clear. We could have had not blue light on all our phones, LED lighting on the computers, on the TV, going to the movie, okay? We could, on your, all of these things, they could have been Tesla engineered. They could have been Tesla and scalar engineered, where you're actually I'm on my phone all day, and guess what? I am healed, baby. No, when you're on your phone, you cause brain damage, and the brain causes the eye damage. That's why 10,000 teenagers are being diagnosed with cataracts every day now. Let that sink in. There's blue light poisoning for you. And then let's talk about the 5G, 6G, 7G, and you allow the Wi-Fi to stay on all night, so nobody ever gets any bloody sleep, really into what we would call into a deep state sleep and rest. Now, here's the deal. Those bees, they were the canary in the coal mine. They were dying off because guess what? And showing us what they're doing to us. And understand, this has been going on forever. And now they've just decided to call this generation or this time in life called the harvest. Okay, they're harvesting us. And you know what? They think they're so smart, don't they? There's a small group, but at least they strategize and we don't. The day we start to strategize and come together as actually a Braveheart nation where we love and care for ourselves and each other, this will all change. And understand something. This isn't some kind of preaching. This is my mission, to let everybody know you do have a choice. So now, the bees are dying. And guess what? We put that sucker to bed, because you ever go to the movie and you're watching the movie and there's 10 minutes left and it's the end of the world as we know it, and oh my God, look who just walked out of the cornfield and saved the day. Well, it would be Brent. Brent saved the day for the bees, and by doing that, he saves the day for us. And I know you may think that this is BS and me just dramatizing, but I'm not. This is one of the biggest breakthroughs on this planet when it comes to not just the bees, but everything that's alive and everything that wants to thrive. Because understand this, he made a pure wave magnet that he actually put into the beehives. And guess what? We know that colonies were dying at the end of each season. We know that they're dying off. But now with putting a magnet into, here it is right here. That's called a pure wave magnet. By putting that into the beehives, it actually doubles the colony now, and we have to break it in and have double because there's too many bees. And he's going to talk about how now they're putting all the bees to bed for the winter. And he's going to tell you about just naturally how many bees die. And then when they leave the magnet in and they put the bees to bed for hibernation for the winter, he's going to tell you what we're actually doing and how we're, not me, I just took credit for it. I apologize. What he's doing and what he does is he takes his profits from the honey and the magnets that we sell, and he gives these pure wave magnets to beekeepers. Do you understand something? So we're creating, no, I did it again. Brent's creating a world phenomena. So understand something. No, the bees aren't dying anymore. No, the human race isn't going to die. And understand, they're always going to use a drama trauma moment so that you go into fear. Okay, did you ever notice something? Scarcity is all they sell. And I want you to know something. There's enough of everything on this planet. We could take 100 billion people and actually put them into the area of New York. Did you get that? 100 billion. So when we're all done crapping our pants, okay, let's stop it, okay, and know that everything that comes out of their mouths. And I'm going to let him get back to the science of this, but I want to tell you something. Media is madness, okay, and I'm going to tell you that, okay. I had an actual media company in Canada that actually 67% of their money comes from the government taxpayers, and they tried to attack me to actually ruin the business I was in, which was natural health and helping people. And the reality is this, you better mind your business and you better know something. We are human beings and we have an imagination. An image creates thought. So let's create a new one. And here's a brand new thought for you today, and Brent's going to talk to you about it. Brent? Are you there, Brent? I think we froze with Brent. I don't know. He doesn't seem to be there right now. But, you know, we've got people coming up here. Maybe I need pause due to poor connection. There is a bit of a storm here. Let me see. Okay. Isn't that something? Now you got to hear from me, but not him. Brent?
Yeah? I can hear you now. You're breaking up a bit.
Okay, all right. And they say breaking up is hard to do. Well, maybe not for me and you. Okay, here we go. You know what? I got to tell you, Brent, when I first started doing these shows, if that would have happened, I would have got all nervous. Now I know it's just part of life. When you hit a little bump in the road, you slow down and you smile and you breathe through it and you find your answer. And you are the answer, Brent. Can you tell us?
Yes, and hey, man, you know, that lead-in, it couldn't have been better. Only you could have done that, Daryl, that lead-in. So what I want to do is come in behind that and go, you know what this battle is really all about? We're switching from chemistry to physics. That's what this battle's all about, okay? This is why we're all bombarded, is because the answers for our future have to be based on frequency and physics, not chemistry. Chemistry's where we're at. That's why we're into drugs, and that's why we're into all of this, right? So, my background was dealing with mathematics and algorithms on structuring for debit and credit and all this kind of stuff back in the old days. And but my real passion was in the physics of geometry and how you could bend and shape frequencies. Because as Daryl said, that's what we all are. We're all frequencies, everything. Plants, insects, you. It's all that. And do you know that the first thing that you do as a human being, when you're formed as a one-cell creature, is the first thing you do is you form a flower of life. And we have that on film for you. If you ever want to see that, and Gerald will show it down the road to you.
It's actually, if I can say this, Brent, if you actually go to Doc of Detox, click on library, or go to docofdetoxlibrary.com, go into the Bee Guide, and when you go into the Bee Guide, you can watch all these videos, see all these stats, and you can understand that we're going to teach you how to be amazing, okay?
Yeah, you're going to see why we can do what we do. So on that note is that we're now able to, through me going through years of studies, playing around with how I can change the shape on to get the proper algorithm. I use magnetic frequency to do that. I use earth magnetic magnets. They're called neodymium magnets, and they're the glue. So they take the shape or the geometry, and then I can bend those shapes into what we want to do that works at a cellular level, because we were all created that way. And by the way, not just us, every animal, we all form the same way. Once I found that out, that was the ingredient, that was the secret. So what I did is I followed that, and then what I did is created that in a magnetic frequency, and we put it in the pure wave cell, so that when it goes into, what it does is our cells instantly recognize that frequency. Just like your phone instantly recognizes your number. So what we're doing is we're having our cells instantly recognize, and what they do is they check their immune system. That's what we're doing. So when we go in, and that's why they're producing twice the honey. That's why they're splitting the hives. That's why all our people out there, their pets, are starting to energize, and we have all the testimonials of this. And that's why when you put it on your body, it deals with inflammation, and it'll deal with things like tinnitus and all kinds of different things. But what it's doing really is, as a frequency, is feeding your cells and getting them back to their normal state. That's basically all we're doing. Because just like when you eat the right foods, you know what happens. It's the same thing. Your cells get the right frequency. So in reverse of that, if I exposed you all to radiation, you wouldn't feel anything today, but next week you'd start to feel things, then you'd start to form cancers and so forth. You just were exposed to the wrong frequency. It's invisible, but you're getting it, right? So this is the reverse of that. And that's all I want you, without going technical, and we'll show you this. So then what we do is, out of those hives, we are now in over 5,000 hives and counting. And we provide these cells for the beekeepers, because in order to save the bees, for free, we have to save the beekeepers. They control 95% of all bees. So we financially help them with wildflower seeding, with the disc and the cell going in. We also provide them with the abilities for their queens, if there's replacing, so stronger queens that we produce for them. So all of this will then lead to food sources for all of us.
One second, Brent. I just had three people asking the same question. I'm just going to say it because somebody said they got to go to get their child.
Okay.
Just go to docofdetox.com and click on store, or go to store.docofdetox.com. You can buy the highest vibrational honey in the world. And I said the highest vibrational, and I want you to tell people why, because somebody just asked, why did you say, Dr. Wolf, that the honey that we get off your website, Honey That Heals, why? If you could, I would like you to I want to show the energy coming off with this, okay, everybody. So also know that the Black Friday sale's on, and take advantage of it with the Pure Wave magnet and with the honey. There you go, and that's until Sunday night. Okay, go ahead, Brent.
Okay, so let's start with the honey. So what we do is all honey that we get here that Daryl's showing you comes from the hives that have the Pure Wave cells in them. So they're the highest, healthiest bees that are on the planet. Then we take that honey, and I take it to my technology, and this is what you're going to see on the film, which is the Pure Wave honey, which it's with Daryl's. He's got all the films on it. It'll show you how we treat it
in the library. Go to the library, yes. Everybody.
Yep. And what is that? What we've done there is it's a PEMF, pulse electric magnetic frequency, that we've replicated that earth frequency of 7 hertz, and we pump that right into the honey. So, and we show you that live on what we do there. So when you get that honey, not only has it come from the healthiest of bees in selected area, but then we treat it. There's no honey like it on the planet. That's why. And it's called Pure Wave Energized Honey. And it's made for you to eat. You don't put that in hot water, you eat it. And then it will do amazing things for you. Honey's got great property anyway, but this is on another level.
Can I say something, Brent? Only because I don't want you to forget how important it is. Listen, I used to tell people to use Manuka honey. And Manuka honey doesn't taste that great. But this honey will actually tingle in your mouth. That's called electricity. Everything is about electricity.
Yeah.
Everybody says, I need energy. No, you don't need energy. You need electricity. The human body runs off of electricity, not energy. We call it energy because it allows us to have fun and get it done, the adventure of a lifetime. But where was I going? Yes, this honey heals. This honey heals way better than Manuka. And I'm not putting Manuka down. And it's also cheaper than Manuka. And the reality is a lot of people go, Dr. Wolf, how do I use that honey to heal? Well, you can put it right on the wounds. But if you're dealing with fungal infections and things of that nature, we would use, one second. We would use what's called a clapper. And I tell people to clap their eczema, psoriasis. Eczema is just the baby brother of psoriasis, just so you know. Everything's a symptom. And because we don't know how, because practitioners and professionals don't know how to treat people, they stay sick. And the messages from the body, which are, do you love me, just get worse and worse until we call it a disease. Now, the reality is we clap the eczema, the psoriasis, until there's a little pus or blood come out. Then we put the honey on, okay? And understand that the circulation creates the heat. The honey melts into the cracks of that. And when it goes in there, watch and see what happens. Okay, go ahead, Brent.
Yeah, well, and so can you see behind me here, Nikola Tesla's main food source and top on the list was honey. So that was what he used. And he realized, because all he did was work with frequency in their day, he realized the properties of honey, and then we've taken that to another level. Because a lot of the technology that I have is based on some of the Tesla technology principles, right? So I brought those forward, and the main thing I stuck with was clean earth magnetic force. So you don't have to plug anything in. You know, by the way, that cell that Daryl's showing you there that cell will last you for 20 years and will not lose maybe about 1% of its magnetic strength.
20 years, 20 years, everybody, and only lose 1%. Yeah. And remember, what Brent said is he built this in the shape of the flower of life. But when you see what the flower of life gives off in an energy, this is not the shape of the magnets in here. It's the shape of the energy. Ready? And can you explain what this is?
Right. Okay. So just keep holding down. I got something I want to show you. Hang on. Just keep that.
God, I hope he doesn't take forever.
So hang on. This is the pattern that's inside. Okay? There it is.
There's the pattern, the flower of life.
Inside. Now you can see what Daryl's showing you. That's how the frequency, because they're in north-south pole, all these magnets are pulling into an algorithm frequency. That's what's coming off the disc, based on the magnets that are inside here, right? So it goes full strength up to 12 inches, and then starts to dissipate. So all around that, or under your pillow, or under your pet's food, or in their bed, or all these things, or your plants, putting them on top. Food, it will, we tested it on over 15 different pathogens, right from grocery stores, right? And basically, we're talking E. coli, Listeria, Streptococcus, all this. And we're talking about the cell neutralizing up to 80 and 90% of those pathogens, right?
Brent,
again, that's all in the videos.
I don't mean to do this again. Guys, you can go to Doc of Detox, click on store. It's called Pure Wave Magnet and Honey That Heals. Pure Wave Honey.
Yes.
So you can get it, and the Black Friday sale's on for 5 days. I apologize, but there's all kinds of people that are new saying, where do we get this? Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, Brent.
So that'll give you a lot of what we're saying. So it'll give you the background. But what I just want to leave you with, back to what Daryl was saying in the beginning. The war that we're under now is that just like we're under a war of converting from fossil fuels, we're under a war of converting from chemistry. That's what we've been subjected to. And chemistry's not going to cut it. We're in a world now that requires ultimate physics.
Can I say something? Everybody, when you look at your body and you see something physical, if you want to heal it, You have to think about healing it on the invisible. If you feed the spirit, you heal the body. If you try to just manipulate the body, okay, you will suppress the energy that means everything, which is your spirit. We are spirit beings. Understand this. We are created from source. Source is not physical. Source is energetic. Source is a frequency, and source is the greatest frequency in the universe that created everything. So if you want to keep on dealing with yourself on a chemistry level, okay, all right, you are going to be like the mad scientist, okay, all right, and that will never, ever work.
Yep,
Brent?
exactly. So, and I can't wait to when you show this for all your folks, because you're going to be seeing it tomorrow, Daryl, when I sent you this, under the microscope. That was the first thing that you formed when you were conceived. The very first thing that you did on a cellular level was go into that. And we all did, and every animal did, and that's why I've used it as the core. It's the core building block. It is your blueprint. So we're working with the blueprint, and that's why we can get such miracles, because we're just working with the very blueprint of who you are. Okay? But you're going to see it under a microscope. You're going to see at a cellular level what it goes into. The very first thing that it did, the first 6 cells that you were ever formed. And we're all the same. And by the way, we all are all the same because we're all made of exactly the same stuff. The atoms, it doesn't matter whether it's you, pets, what doesn't matter whether you're trees, whatever. We're all made from the same stuff. We just vibrate at a different frequency, right?
Yeah,
So
1
this
second,
is where we're
Brent.
going down.
Docofdetox.com or store.docofdetox, guys. Okay, I just have so many people going, what's the website? What's the website?
No problem.
I'll
No
put it
problem.
on at the end, okay, on Facebook, all right? Go ahead.
Yeah, so now, and again, going forward, what we're doing now at a world level is we are going to be, in the next years, we're going to be in millions of hives, so then we're talking billions of bees thriving, which then interact with all the pollinators that interact with our food sources. And you, as the public, every time that you support us, that money's going there and supporting them so that they'll do it because there's no cost to them. They're putting it in. We'll keep feeding you the videos as to the phenomenals that's happening with the bees and what that's doing back for us. So this is our way of giving back to the environment. We're doing specific stuff and we're getting specific results. And we thank you for that, because every time that you do these products, that's what goes towards this. And I've been gifted a lot in my life. My early years, I did very well, and I was looked after in business. And it was around 2008 that I sort of exited a public company and did really, really well. And I went full-time into this, and this is my giving back. I'm in the later part of my years. So this is
Brent?
a thrill to me to be able to give back.
And just so everybody knows, okay, when you buy this, you're just getting an amazing piece that will, after 20 years, it'll only lose 1% of its power. Understand something. Okay, if you've got tinnitus, put it under your pillow and see what happens. If you've got a pain here, just move it gently around. If you want to disinfect your food, Lori and I, we eat out, but we don't eat out. We don't eat garbage. But when we go where the food is the best, but even when we do, our plate at that restaurant goes on top of this magnet. When we're not using the magnet during the day, it goes in the fridge to help the fruits, the vegetables, and everything last days longer. Okay? You can put this, I can tell you so many stories about this, everyone. You'll see it's all about magnetism. And these are the most expensive, highest quality magnets that you can get in generating a frequency that heals. So understand, can you talk about the how it decontaminates just putting your food on, resting the food on it, like on a plate or in a container? It goes right through. And then what it does in the fridge and how it works with people, whether you've got a pain in your jaw or you've got a pain in your tummy or wherever it is, okay? Brent?
Yep. Okay. So in following what we're saying, all those food pathogens that you're getting when you come from the grocery store, a lot of people, and everybody will relate to this, that's had some mild indigestion, right? We call it indigestion. If you go into in the States into a drugstore, you'll see that there's entire shelves dedicated to Pepto-Bismol and all this kind of stuff, right? Well, basically what you have been is mildly food poisoned, right? Because there's pathogens that are in the food that are coming in, right? So basically, they're just a frequency, though. That's all they are. So what we do is we come with the Pure Wave cell and we neutralize those frequencies, so that when you expose them for 5-10 minutes or 20 minutes, depending on what you put a big chicken on there or fish, then what you've done is neutralize out. So we took one frequency and we countered it with another frequency and then neutralized it. So then when you eat it, it's not going into you and disturbing you. So that's basically what we're doing, and that's how easy it is to use it. You just have to expose it, put it on a plate, put it on it, and away you go. When you go and see Daryl's site and the reports, it's all there. The lab reports are there. You don't have to take our word for it. We wouldn't say this to you if I didn't go to labs, and this is a fact. So you can count on this. It's not us just having an illusion that it's working, right? So this is there for you. Stop getting that food poisoning, right? The mild stuff. Because it comes right from the stores. You can't help it. It doesn't matter. It's coming through their food chain, right? So this is what it can do. But what it can also do is, as Daryl said, is on your shoulders or your pets. We now have veterinarians that are now recommending it to all their pet owners for putting it in their bed. We have like people who have 2 and 3 dogs. The dogs are stealing it from each other and sticking it in their bed and stuff. So it's humorous. So we're going to get more of this out there for you. But if you're a pet owner, you can use it for them, your food, for you. It has multiple uses. It's way more than you know, right?
And just remember something. Brent's taking the profits. You did hear what I say, right? Brent's taking the profits to make sure that these beekeepers, okay, stay in business so that we stay in business as the human race. Okay, thank you.
Yep. You betcha. So that's, if there's any other questions, I mean, that's basically what we're doing. Maybe get into something, whatever specific people want to know, but that's what we're out there doing, and we're going to keep doing it. We have the best honey on the market, and we're out there saving the bees.
Yeah, there's not a lot of questions because it is Thanksgiving and for everybody. Okay. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And
yes, Thanksgiving.
Just know if you have this magnet, make sure it's under your plate because usually Thanksgiving meals are pretty taxing on the body.
Yep.
But just know I will be having Brent come on about every 2 weeks, and I'll tell you why. Because Brent has a scientific team behind him that are doing studies on a continual basis that are proving this scientifically to you, not just on hearsay, okay?
Yep. And sooner or later, you're all going to catch up with us. Whatever it takes, but sooner or later, you're going to be using one of these. We all will.
As soon as you realize that what you call God, that what you call source energy creator is a high frequency, the highest in the universe, of course. And when you realize that you are a frequency and everything that you do is frequency related, and you're going to only want to buy into and have around you, you know what? The bottom line is this. You're going to go, what is the most important thing that I protect? My frequency. What is the most important thing that I do when it comes to food, drink, people, or lifestyle is have the highest frequency on all levels with all things. And guess what? You would be disease free because you would be in harmony. You would be in alignment. And guess what? Your cells would be vibrating and rotating at the right speed and getting along together instead of bumping into each other like bumper cars at the circus. Brent?
Yeah, and no more side effects.
No more side effects.
So we're not dealing with side effects. Whatever this does or doesn't do, there's no side effects. It's strictly going in at doing what it does, but you're not going to get into the chemical or the chemistry of side effects because that's what that is, right?
And yes, I'll say it again because not everybody, a lot of people are asking, Yep, Black Friday sale, but it's only on till Sunday night, everyone. Okay, thank you. Brent, what would you like to leave? Go
Daryl,
ahead.
just absolutely, I'm thrilled to be with you and working with you, and I will do everything in my power to get you as much information and people what's going on, so that people are getting it straight from what they need, right? So.
Yeah. You're a beautiful man, and if you guys watch our shows with Brent, you're going to understand this is all about this. When you process through your heart, you'll become so smart. When you process through your head, it's not good. Process everything through your heart. Find your passion. Find your purpose. That's what it's about. And then you'll become the gift, and then share your gift. That would be you with everyone. And let's unite as a family on this planet. Thanksgiving is supposed to be that way. But until we stop going to war with ourselves, and until we stop buying into their BS on who we should hate, what we should hate, don't expect peace. And the only true peace is inner peace first and foremost. If you get that, then you're on the right track. Brent?
Yeah, no, and in fairness to everybody that's listening, it's up to all of us for us. No wonder you haven't been able to. We don't even understand how we work.
No.
Right? That's been taken from us. So the more we can bring to you that how we work and you work, that's who you are. You'll be able to grab that, and then you'll be able to go and do with that.
Yeah.
As Daryl said, be able to go and be that human being, be that spirit that you already are. You know, it's just been taken away. That's all.
Thank you, Brent. What would you like to leave everybody with?
Just on the notes of that, I will really be spending a lot of time getting more and more information for you as we go through, and other things that can make your lives easier and keep you away from things like pharmaceuticals and other stuff that's getting you, that's only taking you somewhere in lost land, right? So this is and better food. So this is what I want to leave you with. That I'm dedicated to do that, and that's my pleasure, my passion. And I look forward to being with you in the future many more times.
Thank you, Brent. And Brent will be back on in the new year, everyone, okay? All right?
Okay. Yeah.
And
okay, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Thank you, Brent. Same to you, my friend. Okay? Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, there you go. And let's forget about the magnet. Let's forget about the honey. Let's talk about the man. Seriously? So, thank God that he was successful in his early life. That now it's his passion and purpose to make a better life for everybody else. This is not about me. This is about him. It's his passion, his purpose, and I love it so much. That's why I want to be part of it. But understand, my passion and purpose is to see a Braveheart nation where we don't follow anyone. We follow only ourselves. We follow our instinct. We go in for an inner standing, okay, to uncover and discover the most important lover. That is yourself. I know your family loves you. You love them. But until you unconditionally know how to love yourself and stay there and stop judging yourself and observing and just getting rid of the belief systems that they gave you that made you feel unworthy, there'll be no Thanksgiving. And the Thanksgiving is appreciating yourself, becoming your guide, becoming your coach, becoming the best cheerleader for you, minding your own business and not taking anything that anybody says personal anymore. Because guess what? If you need approval and you take things personal, you have one rough ride coming for you for the next few years. The world's going through the biggest change it ever went. So now you need to go through the biggest change that you can do, which is, guess what? 100% unconditionally loving yourself. So I'm going to leave you with this today, okay? It's what I call the Braveheart Oath. I am love, I am healed, I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment that I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will love, respect, and honor and forgive myself totally before anyone else or anything else. So help me God, because I am loved. I am Braveheart. I am healed. Listen, let yourself off the hook. Get rid of the invisible bonds that bind you and free yourself up. Don't take any guilt from the past and try to be in the present moment today and just connect to your breath. Have a slight smile on your face and mind your own business. Media is poison. Media does not help people put money in their pocket, food on their plate. Media does not help to support or create courage. And that media is poisoning your family and your friends. Opt out of these lower vibrational conversations, because that's where it starts first. What do you think? What do you listen to? What do you do in your spare time? Think about it. Have the best Thanksgiving of your life. God bless. 3, 2, 1. We got this, Bravehearts. Bye now.